All right, here's question number 3. Extend the page there a little bit. Oh, come on, there we go. Okay, so we got to read the problem first. So to read the problem, last week, Carly had several rice cakes and 3 granola bars as snacks. The snacks contained a total of 800 calories. If each granola bar had 120 calories and each rice cake had 40 calories, how many rice cakes did she have? All right, we've read the problem. So now we have to go back and read it again. And as we read it again, we're going to underline the important information. So, let's see. Carly had several rice cakes, and we don't know how many rice cakes. That's what we're trying to find. So we don't really need that yet. We need 3 granola bars, though, as snacks. And the snacks contained a total calories. So snacks had total calorie of 800 calories. So that's important. If each granola bar had 120 calories, so each granola bar 120 calories, each rice cake had 40 calories. And then the question is, how many rice cakes did she have? All right, so we've got all that taken care of. So the next thing we do then is assign the variable. And we want to describe it and make it an appropriate variable. So how many rice cakes did she have? That's what we're trying to find. So we're going to let R equal the number of rice cakes she has. So R is the number of rice cakes she had. So then the next step, we've got to come up with 2 things that are equal to each other, because in an equation we need a variable, that'll be in there, and then we need 2 things equal to each other because we have to have an equal sign. So the 2 things that are equal to each other, well, let's look. First of all, we know we have a total of 800 calories. So on one side, we'll say total calories of a snack. So total calories of the snacks. And then on the other side, we can calculate, because we have enough information to do that. So calculate total calories of the snacks. So we know what that's snacks. So we know what the total is, and we know how to calculate it. So let's look at, first of all, the total calories is 800, so let's go ahead and put that in. And now let's go over here and see how we would calculate the total calories of the snacks. Well, we've got granola bars and we've got rice cakes. And we have 3 granola bars and we have several rice cakes. We don't know how many. But the granola bars are 120 calories each. So can we get the total calories if we have 3 granola bars and they're 120 each? Yeah, 120 plus 120 plus 120, or 3 times 120 calories. That'll give us the total calories of the rice cakes. So we're doing granola bars. So we're doing the calories of the granola plus the calories of the rice cakes. And that'll give us the total calories of the snacks. Okay, so 3 times 120 is the calories of the granola bar, and then plus the calories of the rice cakes. Well, we don't know how many rice cakes. That's our R. That is the R. Okay, and each one of them has 40 calories. Well, if I say 40 calories plus 40 calories, but well, how many times do I have to add it? Well, we don't know how many rice cakes we have. But I can multiply, just like I did here. I've got 40 calories and I've got R rice cakes. So I can say 40 times R, or R times 40. We normally write that 40 times R like that, 40R. So there we have it. There it is. Well, we could simplify this a little bit before we put our equation. 3 times 120 we know is 360. So plus 40R equals 800. So let's put that up here in our equation. We have 360, the calories of the rice cake, or the granola bars, plus calories of the rice cakes. We're trying to find how many rice cakes equals 800. So there's our equation. So now we have to look at the do-undo to solve this, to find out how many rice cakes, which means we have to get R alone and see what R is going to be equal to. So what are we doing to R? Well, first of all, we're multiplying by 40. So to undo that, we divide by 40. Then we're adding 360, so we have to subtract 360. So let's draw our line that separates our scale into two sides, so we know one side's equal to the other. One side is equal to 800. We're going to subtract 360 from both those sides, because remember we have to do the order of operations backwards. And so the first thing we would do is subtract 360 from both sides, then we'll do our division by 40. So subtract 360 here, subtract 360 here. Well, 360 minus 360 is 0, and 0 plus 40r is just 40r. And now we're getting the r by itself. Okay, not quite yet though. 800 minus 360, that would be 440. So then we're going to do the second step in our order of operations backwards. We're divide by 40. Use our fraction bar. Divide 40 on both sides to keep it balanced. 40 divided by 40 is 1. 1 times r. And then 440 divided by 4. Well, 44 divided by 4, because we could reduce that and divide off a 10. So let's take away a 0 there. 44 divided by 4 is 11. So r is going to be equal to 11 rice cakes. That's how many rice cakes she had. All right, so now we have to check it. Does that make sense? Well, let's put it in C. 11 times 40 would be 440. And then 440 plus 360 would be 800. So, yep, makes sense. It works. So we've got it. Now, we're finished with these. If you haven't got this one copied, let them, pause the video, let them correct that with the correcting pins, and then you are to move on to your next activity. Thanks, and have a great day.